No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always get right back up, never worry. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's so, so strong. It goes on and on, on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy. Cause I can feel the energy, energy. I've met my demons one too many times. They taught me lows are what makes you feel so high. No matter how far my mind would wander, I'd always dare it to go even farther. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's so, so strong. It goes on and on, on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy, energy. I can feel it, I can feel it. 'Cause I can feel the energy, energy. Oh, I can feel it, yeah. Oh, I believe it, yeah. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy. I can feel it, I feel it. Oh, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy.
Hey everyone, welcome to today's live stream. Welcome everyone. We are streaming live for the first time on Facebook Live. We are also on X Live, and of course, this amazing YouTube community. So welcome to all of you for today's live stream. We have a busy day for you. So hopefully you've got your charts ready. Hopefully you have your notepad ready. Hopefully you have your cup of coffee ready and you are ready to go for today's analysis. We're going to be covering at least 10 charts. I'm going to be giving you massive value. So again, welcome to everyone today on the live stream. First of all, if you can go down into the live stream comments, let me know where you are watching from. We want to be able to give a few shout outs this morning, or maybe it's afternoon where you are at as we get deeper into the charts. So let me know where you are watching from. Definitely want to recognize some of our trading club members. Alex, good morning. Good to see you here as well. Hey, I appreciate that, Stern. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. We would greatly appreciate it. Hey, one of our members, Rajesh, good to see you, sir. Good morning and good morning to you. We are actually pumping up a little bit of personal swag here that we've got going on. So shout out to our vendors for our swag as well. Umer, welcome from Indiana. So we are going to get started here, and we are good to go. Northeast Florida. Pete, yes, thank you so much. After recovering from my cruise, being sick last week, I am back 100%. So awesome to have you here. And hey, shout out to BNB in the 305 Miami. You're rocking my hometown, buddy. So we'll definitely need to connect for sure. Okay, so hey, listen, you're here for value. You're here for charts. So let's get to it. And if you're not yet part of the trading club and you stick around for this video towards the end, I'm going to give you an awesome opportunity for you to come in and trade with us tonight. Okay, so if you stick around, if you're not yet in the club, I'm going to give you a special link at some point in this video. So hang out and we can definitely help you as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our analysis here. Let's go ahead and share my screen here. Actually, let me knock off this comment real quick. And let me go ahead and turn off this banner as well. Okay, so we are going to be running through some charts here. And we're going to kind of leave crude oil and natural gas for towards the end of the stream because I'm going to get a lot deeper on that analysis. So again, if you're here for crude oil and natural gas, just give me a little bit. I'm going to get to those at the end because we're going to go a little bit deeper since you all know crude oil is that bread and butter. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with some Forex pairs that are really lining up nicely. I believe we saw the JPYs, last week begin to take a fall. And so I am going to be working off the daily chart and then giving you some areas that you should be looking at for some potential trades for every chart that I give you. So for every chart, I'm going to give you an opportunity to have at least one setup. It might be a buy stop, it might be a sell stop, but it's going to be a setup for you to already have and lock into your trading platform. Okay, so we'll spend a few minutes on each chart. I'm going to give you a setup on a higher time frame because again, that's where institutional money is being traded. And then all you have to do is be patient. But if I'm running through 10 charts, you should be leaving here with at least 10 setups or a very clear idea, okay, what you are doing for each particular chart, okay? Because my plan is simple. My plan is to give you, right, and you learn the key zones for each chart. And then I want you to feel better about your trading decisions. If you've been struggling, this is why trading in a community is so much easier. You've got supportive people sharing constant information to you to help you feel better about your trading decisions. Hey, if this is your first time here, I want to definitely welcome you. Okay, I'm known as the professor, first name Armando. I've been teaching college business courses for a long time, and I've been trading and investing for over 8 years. And like, many of you, I also struggled at the very beginning. My first 3.5 years were a struggle, right? Break even, win 100 pips, give it back. Trading psychology, terrible all over the place. If I made 20 pips, and I should have walked away. I went back into the market later in the afternoon because I got a signal from this Telegram group or this Discord group or this group, and I continuously kept losing over and over after winning because my trading psychology was crappy. Okay. If your trading psychology is crappy right now, go into the live stream chat and type in the number 7. If your trading psychology, if you know, hey, I got to work on my trading psychology because I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the trading club talking about trading psychology. But if you know that you've got to work on your trading psychology, which for me, now 8 years later, that is number 1. Before you hit buy or sell, you got to have a plan and your psychology has to be right. You can win a few trades with bad psychology, but overall, you will not be very successful and you will not be doing this for a long time if you can't fix the greed, if you can't fix the I have to mentality. Okay. But if you approach it from a different mindset, about a humble, a grateful mindset, you will see your trading change. And that's why we're seeing so much success inside of our trading group. So let's go ahead and start with the analysis. I see all the comments coming in, so I appreciate you. I see all the 7s pumping in there, so thank you so much for that. So let's take a look at odd JPY. So we had this obviously nice, retracement, right? We are definitely still in a bullish market. The JPYs have hit a 39-year low for the most part. So the interesting thing here is that on Friday, we did come up to grab some liquidity here. So what I want to do real quick is I just want to mark up some of the major levels. Okay, this is going to be our top. Okay, and this is going to be our floor right now. Okay, on JPY. Okay, so if you have an opportunity to mark up these charts as we're moving, you definitely want to mark up these charts. We don't need any higher or lower playing fields right now to begin the week. Okay. Again, the benefit of being in the trading club is that you are going to get constant updates, okay, as we go throughout each particular day. But if you're not yet in the club, I'm going to give you a more 30,000 foot view so that you can make a better decision and feel good about your trading. Okay. If we are going to go lower with odd JPY, we are going to need a high time frame candle, okay, preferably 4 hours or higher to close below the zone. Okay, so if we do close below 106.50, we're going to call it. Okay, then we can anticipate our next level to be hit, which is about that 104.95 level. Until then, you have to remain bullish on the odd JPY. Okay, if we add a Fibonacci retracement, and I apologize, I will be speaking a little bit faster than normal because I want to get through all these charts and I value your time as well. Thank you for spending a part of your day with me on this live stream. If you think others can benefit, you can hit that share button and send it to them so they can join us. Okay, so right now we have, right, the last, 3 to 4 8-hour candles, 2 days, we've seen rejection at this spot right here. Okay, so we need to have price action. Okay, tell us we're going to go higher to these levels. Now, usually what happens when we see any type of major impulse, we see that impulse, retracement, and then a continuation. Okay, that typically happens. And so this was a little bit of that retracement, and then we had the continuation. So it has panned out exactly, okay, the way that it was supposed to pan out on the higher time frame. Okay, on the higher time frame. So if we drop to 4 hours, and I won't be going any lower than 4 hours, you are going to need a candle to come below this particular area. So like I said, I wanted to give you one particular setup, okay, with regards to a long position in this case, or maybe even a short position. So we use something in our club on the 2 to 3 candle rule. Okay, so if this price is going to go longer, you want to set up right here, okay? And you want to try to take this back up to this liquidity zone right up here. Okay, there's a lot of liquidity still sitting in that candle, and it will look something like this, okay? With your buy stop being at the break of that candle. And if you're in my club, we always use green as kind of our entry, okay? So odd JPY, that would be a buy stop situation, okay, once price breaks above. So let me write a call out here because then this way I can keep this and share this with my club later on. And again, oops, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and type in buy stop right here. And so that would be our first setup with odd JPY. Okay. We are going to come down lower if we get this situation to happen right in here where a candle closes below. But for now, for our community here, everybody watching on the live stream, that would be a bullish movement again, because again, structure has not been broken to the downside. We will get a temporary structure break if we get this candle right here to happen, and then we'll come down to that level. Okay, so that is odd JPY. I'm going to go ahead and save that right here. And again, if you have questions or comments along the way, I will use the last few minutes of this live stream to answer those Q&As. So definitely keep asking those questions in the comments, and we will definitely get to you. Okay, let's now jump over into our next chart. And again, I kind of had an idea here what I'm going to cover, and we are going to cover another JPY. So let's head over to the Euro JPY. Let's head over to the daily chart. And you can see that a lot of these JPYs, okay, and I have an alert here as well. I'm going to go ahead and just remove for now. A lot of these JPYs follow suit. Okay, so this will be very, very similar to what just happened with odd JPY. We're going to go ahead and mark a floor. We're going to go ahead and mark a roof. Okay, and then so we're waiting for that kind of same situation. We need a break and a close of structure down in here if we expect to hit the next structure point, which will be right here. In the meantime, okay, again, same thing. We have to have a 4-hour candle at least close down here if we're going to be dropping down to the next level. Okay, this is the view from the 8-hour chart. Again, there's that same type of rejection. Now in this one here, we only have one red candle right now on the 8-hour. But if we go to the 4-hour, we have the same 2-hour candle. So again, we need a candle 4 hours to close below to bring us down to this 169 level. Okay, if that happens, then we can expect, price action to continue dropping down. In the meantime, same scenario. If price is going to go long with the trend, you're going to have a buy stop here, going back up to liquidity zone, and then keeping this low right here in this area, which still gives you almost a 1 to 5 scenario. Okay. Now it's very important that you kind of understand the working parameters for any of these setups. And again, this is why we had to change some of the culture in our members as they joined. And so we run this 20 pip challenge. And the focus of that is that if you typically, for example, trade 1%, right? You go in with 2 entries, you drop each entry down to 0.5%, and you secure profits at 20 pips. So whether it's 20 points, 20 clicks, 20 pips, whatever platform you're on, because we both trade futures and Forex, you secure 20. You don't want to let a winner turn into a loser, which was happening to many members before joining the club. It was that trading psychology. So we secure 20, and then we let that second position run free, protected with stop profits in place. So if it runs, it runs. And if it doesn't run, at least you secure 20. So we have a 20 pip challenge where you can grow your chart. I meet with you when you come on. I give you the growth plan. I give you the video. You download it, and all you do is follow that growth plan for 20 pips a day. We are giving you, when I say we, because it's about our community, it's not just me. We've got some amazing traders like Brad, who has his Elliott Wave channel. He is trading in our group, sharing charts in the chat consistently, almost 24/7. We have other people like Alex dropping charts as well. So we have a community that can help you elevate your trading game. So if you're brand new, if you're experienced, intermediate, the community is where it's at, because trading is hard, but trading with people makes it much, much easier. So that would be the look for EJ there on a buy stop scenario. Again, if price is going to continue going along. So again, this would be a buy stop scenario. Okay. And the short will happen once we get this closure below this particular area there. Okay. So that is EJ. And so we've covered now EJ and AJ. So those are going to be the only 2 major J's that we are going to share. So now I want to jump into a few of the indices, and let's go over to our NASDAQ, which is one of our other signature pairs that we focus a lot on inside of our trading club. We just love, love, love that movement. And as we know, the NASDAQ had continuously been making these higher highs. This is a daily time frame. So we are going to mark our roof, and then we are going to mark the most significant floor right now. So this becomes our working area in the club for the beginning of our trading week. Until these levels are violated, we have no reason to be looking down here or down here or down here because we are up here. So we have to focus on the actual trading location that is relevant to our trading week for those of us that are trading as day traders, swing traders, or whatever the case may be. So we are currently here. Now, on Friday, okay, they came up. The NASDAQ had a positive day, or a green day, as we call it. But the interesting part is if you look right here at this level, we are looking at a Fibonacci retracement inside of that 61.8 area, which is sitting right here. So if we look at purely price action right now, okay, and this is going to be a little quiz for you, for those of you that are watching, based on that price action of a Fibonacci level and a liquidity level that was grabbed, what do you think is expected for price action based on what you see on the screen? Would you sell from here or would you buy from here? Drop that into the live stream comments, and I'm going to be checking some of your comments here in just a minute. So we are looking at this liquidity factor here. Now, before I continue with the indices, I definitely want to let you know that obviously for those of you probably globally, but definitely for those of you in the United States, realize that we had a major incident. We had the potential assassination of a former president yesterday, right? So the question is going to be early in the markets. How are the markets going to respond when a major crisis happens like that? Whether there's, fear or whatever the case may be, the markets could be very turbulent at this market open. I'm actually expecting a pretty huge gap to happen as a result of the events yesterday. So keep this in mind that the markets might be responding in some particular way. You've got the Republican National Convention starting this week as well. So understand that fundamental analysis this week of all weeks has to be in play when the markets open later this evening. Now, again, for those of you in the club, we'll be live at our normal 6 p.m. to look at gap trading. But again, just keep that in mind for those of you that are going to be trading this week. Markets can have the potential to be severely impacted based on some of that global news that we are selling there. Okay. So I'm getting some of your feedback here. Sampada, welcome to the stream. You're talking about buying in that situation. Okay. We've got Elaine Joseph. Shout out to Elaine with a sell. We've got Peter in the house with a sell. We've got Stern in the house with a sell. We got BNB in the house with a sell. And so, based on this, they did a liquidity grab here. This is telling me, okay, I'm going to move those fifth a minute. This is telling me here that the sellers came back in. Okay, strictly on price action here, the most likely event, if this wasn't a Sunday gap open, would be that price would from here continue to a downward momentum, okay, based on Fibonacci, which is a reversal area, and price coming down. But again, this is going to be a very, very interesting week. So we are going to grab this floor on the NASDAQ. So if we need price, or if we want price to go further down, we're going to need to see closure below 2153. Okay. So the moment we get a nice candle to close below here, the anticipation is that we're coming back down to retest this level right over here. Okay. That would be the call there. Now, if we jump over to the 8-hour chart, there is the liquidity grab that was clearly met right there. If we go to the 4-hour, we are now seeing this price action. So there is no wrong answer of buy or sell because we're going to trade what we see, right? So we need to see what weights in this particular position here, okay? If you were in a position to want to trade the long, okay, in this position here, you can actually invert this 4-hour retracement level, and you can go here and we can do the swing low to this swing high of just those two candles. And you can see here that we are sitting at the 61.8 on a 4-hour time frame. So we talk about all the time inside of the club that we are looking for an area just beyond the 61.8. We're looking for this 78.6 area here because we understand that if price closes, okay, if price closes below the 100, then this particular trend has been violated and we will tend to see price coming down. So if we get that candle, I'm going to make this candle red, to close down in this area, okay, so this would be a situation where you would be looking at a long from, let's say, the 61.8 or here the 78.6 back up to the zero line at least, or the negative 161, but you're closing this trade below the 100 plus your spread if you were going to take the NASDAQ long again from this level, okay? And then you would have to change your philosophy. If price dropped below here and closed, then your entry would be here. Your stop loss would be above this recent high, and then you would want to take it all the way back down to the level. So these are the two scenarios for the NASDAQ, depending on what happens with price action. Remember, price action is king, so you are allowing the price action to happen. So even if you drop all the way down to a 15-minute chart, you will begin to see what price action is happening, and then you will go ahead and squeeze your chart, and you will have your setups here for either one of these scenarios. And that's one of the interesting things, about trading, is that you have to be able to change your bias based on what price is doing, because here on a shorter time frame, we could be seeing, right, this W pattern could be very, very well happen right in this area, right in here. Okay, so that is the NASDAQ from a multi-time frame analysis. And so again, if you're in the club saving all these charts, you'll be getting access to all these clubs here a little bit later this afternoon. So that is the view there for the NASDAQ. So thank you for all of you for sharing your positions there. Okay, let's jump over now from the NASDAQ. Let's go over, again, I'm going to leave natural gas and crude oil for the end. Let's take a look at the SP 500. No drawings, perfect. Let's head over to the daily. And let's go from here. Let's bring this daily chart up. Again, this has been, as you know, on a tremendous bull run. So let's kind of go here and let's bring up the chart here when it comes to the SP 500. Hey, and don't forget, at any point in this video, if you are getting some value, hit that like button for me. If you're brand new, subscribe. I'm committing to doing these type of longer live analysis once a week, so you can have them, and definitely hit that share button and impact the live. That would greatly appreciate it. And again, if you have not yet joined the club, I'm going to be giving you a special offer here in just a minute to come in for 7 days and see what we're doing. So you can definitely hang out for that special link, and I'm going to drop that in the chat area here in just a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get over to the S&P here. Let's go ahead and mark up our current playing field. We've got that high and that low. So again, we crested at 56.55. Okay, we did not have a closure above. So again, we would need a closure above 56.55 to go higher. And on the downside, we would need a closure below 54.46 or so to go lower. Okay, so we have to, for now, play these levels. Okay, I am not a buyer of the S&P 500 as a day trader. Okay, right now I am not a buyer. I'm an investor for long term, yes, but as a day trader, I am not long. I never buy the highs. Okay, I look for places to short the highs based on price action. Okay, so if we drop down to the 8-hour, we can see here that before market close, we came back up to retap this area right in here. So again, we will have to wait to see how the markets respond. But if we get a break of structure below this area, okay, we should see price coming back down to the level. So if you want to be conservative on the SP 500, I would give you a a sell stop in this location, back up here, taking this back down to this level. Now, this is about a 1-to-1, but right now there's nothing else that you could physically look at when it comes to the SP. So you could set up a sell stop here, okay, at 55.53. And the reason why I'm putting it right down at this level is because it'll allow us to clear these wicks and this price action right here, okay? And again, we're always securing at least 20 pips or 20 ticks on the futures platform, and then you are protecting your trade afterwards, okay? On a 4-hour level, that's the way it looks. So this thing can literally just come here and take off, and we do nothing with it at that point, okay? I'm not going to go long from the all-time highs. I would just wait for this setup to happen and be patient on the SP 500. Now, if this continues to run up, we will then, in the group, just continue to readjust where we're looking for a corrective nature to happen. But for now, I am not buying the longs. My team will not buy the longs. We will wait to get price action to the downside. Okay, it is too risky to go long here and then price melts down for whatever reason. Okay, so we readjust as the markets readjust, and then we look for entries. Kind of the same thing we did here on this particular long position. We were short here with one of our strategies with the break of the structure point, and we shorted the SP 500 here. So we'll be looking for that, and we'll be updating you in the club when we get that next short opportunity, but it's going to be down here for now. Okay, we're not going to buy these particular longs. Okay, so that is the SP 500 here. Real cool. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, so for those of you that maybe need to get off the live stream, okay, because I understand you've got family, it is Sunday, you got to work or you got things to do, you got to go to church for the late afternoon or evening, wherever you are at, or your place of worship. That is just as important than anything else. I am going to be dropping a special offer in the StreamYard link here, okay? If you want to come in and you can start with us tonight, okay, you want to come in with us tonight, okay, there is a link that I just dropped in the chat, okay? You can come in and you can take advantage of that. So I just dropped it in there. If you're on Facebook Live, you can see the link. If you're on YouTube, you can see the link because I can post the comments right from here from my streaming platform, okay? Take advantage of it. Come on in, join the other 200, and I think we're up to 280 now, traders globally from around the world. Come on in. I'll see you tonight for the live analysis. If you want to just go right to the annual membership, or if you want to just go right into the yearly membership or the lifetime membership, you'll see that as well if you go to the main app, which is the professortrades.com. All right, let's go back to giving you some massive value here. So we are now going to jump over and let's go ahead and do the mini Russell futures. Okay, mini Russell futures. We are going to drop here. Okay, we had that break of structure. If we look over to our left, you can see here that price has not broken the all-time highs. We are still at these levels right in here. So this level is going to be a significant level because it's reachable. Okay, it's reachable. So we're going to use that, and then we're going to use this floor right in here. So let's mark that level, and then let's go ahead and mark this level. And then we're going to bring this back into perspective here when it comes to this level right here. Now, we did break structure right here. You can clearly see here, okay? We did break structure there. This is a daily time frame. And if we look at the Fibonacci levels from a daily time frame, okay, this is where institutional money is trading. You can see right here that this is the 88 level. Okay, we do have a hit right here. So those of you in my group, we talked about this is a very likely target for the Russell because of a previous touch right here. They may come back up to retest this area. So you have to stay bullish on the Russell. Okay, I would continue to, at this point, if you get a retracement down, the key here is to continue selling, possibly to some higher levels on the Russell. Okay. So just this is going to be a quicker analysis because I don't know how many people trade the Russell. If you trade the Russell either on the Forex side or the future side, you can definitely let me know in the comments by typing in yes. So I know to do even more analysis on the regular YouTube videos as well to cover the Russell. You definitely have to remain bullish. So you're looking to buy any retracements down or any retest of this area here. Let's take a look at the 8-hour chart. And you can see here that the market was starting to move in that direction down prior to the market's closing. And here is the 4-hour perspective. So this is where you would be looking to possibly take a retest of this level, okay, and then take it longer back up here. Now, there is some liquidity sitting right in this candle right here, all right, which concerns me. So guess what? We just changed the perspective. If we get that candle closure, remember, look to your left, okay? This is, if once you get that candle closure, here was the break, the retest, and came down to the next level. You would look for that same scenario right in here, okay? So you could see the Russell in a long position, okay, somewhere down in here where you're closing, fairly quickly, and you're trying to take it back up to the 88. But you have to change your sentiment because the proof is in the pudding right here. If we get that closure below, okay, if we get that candle to close below, then you've got to change your perspective and you've got to jump then into a short. And this would be back down to this next level, which is a Fibonacci level, okay, and closing above this high right over here to the left, okay? So those are the scenarios for the Russell. Let me save this and I'll be giving those out to our group as well. Let's go over to US 30. Okay. Kind of similar to the US 30 here. It's kind of similar to what was happening on the Russell. We came back up to 40,000. And again, if you look over here to your left, we know we're at those high levels and we are not buying the high level. Okay. So you can come here, you can drop a low, we can drop this. This is the high playing field right now. So again, we're here. We're trading within this parameter. Okay. I will not buy the high. I will wait for our next structure break to come down. So we do have our 2 candles here. So if you wanted to short this, right, we would be shorting somewhere right here, keeping this as the high. And the goal is that we take this right back down to this level. So you would be looking at some type of a sell stop right in this area. And again, if price takes up to the top side, then we recalculate. But based on here, we've had multiple times where we've broken threshold. We came down, we broke threshold, we came down. So again, even though we're riding higher highs, right? If we turn around here, this is going to give you enough points. Again, secure 20, take a runner on this particular area right in here. So we would be looking at a sell stop. I don't know why I keep wanting to say buy. Sell stop in this area. Okay, at about 39,558, securing every 20 points or more on the Dow Jones on the US 30. Okay, because definitely we don't have to tell you this, that structure is up, right? But once it makes some type of correction, that's what we'll be waiting for. And again, if this goes higher, we will readjust and we'll give you those parameters in the club as we move forward. Okay, so that is our 2 particular areas there when it comes to the actual structure. Okay, we are going to do our last 2 charts. Okay, we're going to go do a little bit of a deeper dive now on crude oil and natural gas so that you can get the value. I know many of you joined my club and joined YouTube on this channel because that's what I primarily focus on. We have a lot of success with crude oil. I want you to have the exact same success for you and your family. And it's not about how much you trade. It's about trading the right way. It's about transforming your trade opportunities in trading, right? Too many false prophets out there that believe that you can take a $10 account to $10,000 account without risking and blowing their accounts 1,000 times. So if you want to do it right, If you want to walk towards success, because we don't run towards success, we're going to walk towards success so that you can get to the finish line, then you know what to do. Okay, that's what we do, because trading is a journey. You can have a great month and then give it all back the following month. My goal is that you don't give it back, right? And if you give some back, you gave it back because you had a plan, right? You're not going to win 100% of your trades, but when we're winning over 86% of our trades, we're doing something right because we're doing it the right way, the small way, the chunk it way. The markets are very difficult, especially in today's global markets, especially with crude oil, especially with natural gas. So we give you the plan to secure 20. There is no one in the group that will tell you that I will not give you an opportunity each day to secure at least 20 pips. So we want you to grow that second account on that 20 pip challenge that we do daily. And then whatever else you do afterwards, that's kind of on you. We're going to guide you, but we're going to give you pips to grow an account. I'm going to walk you through that process when you first join with a video that's going to go, oh my God, if I can only be disciplined for 1 to 2 years, even if you only start with $100, you will turn that account into 6 figures if you are disciplined and if you follow the rules. And that's why community is so important. So let's go ahead and definitely do this. Hey, a quick shout out to Brownie Girl from Nigeria. Great to have you here. You know, I love the international group that we have. And this is why, I'll come on camera real quick. You're not going to find a group anywhere that is going to charge you the pennies that I charge you, because I care more about you than about the money that's made on that platform. Okay. The platform money is basically hosting the platform. Okay. I care more about you and your success. So that's why you will never see my price point go over $30 a month, because everyone else is charging 100, 200, 5,000 for courses. That is outrageous. If you can't make $10 a day consistently, why should you be paying someone $100 a month for a couple of signals? It doesn't make sense. So I hope you come in and you check it out. You're going to be surprised at what you see about the commitment level, the leadership level, the community level. And you're going to be like, wow, I cannot believe it took me this long to find this community, because it's not about me. It's about the community that we have. So let's jump into our 2 final charts. Let's go over into oil and let's start dissecting this sucker right here from a daily level. But on oil, we are actually going to start at the weekly level to kind of see what is going on at the weekly level here. So we can clearly see, right, that right now, again, we don't have, more evidence than this, right? We had that high up here, which was 94. Then we had the low down here at 65. Okay. We pulled back up on a weekly level, and you know that I'm going to ask you the question, but my group will know this. What was the Fibonacci? What does that look like to the naked eye when it comes to the Fibonacci level? We came nice into that area that we like, those typical reverses. Okay. And that's exactly what happened here. And then on the flip side, what happens here? And again, I got entire videos on crude oil fib level. I would encourage you to watch that on the channel because it is going to extremely help you. We use fibs. 80% of what we do is with Fibonacci levels. Okay, with Fibonacci levels. Then price did this retracement down, but look at here, right? On a big weekly time level, right? We began to see that rise in this level right here. Let me make this fib level yellow. Okay, so you can see where the fib lows are. So we had the nice fib level up in this level, which was between the 61 and the 88, which is the white fib on a weekly level. That retracement began to happen back in April. We came all the way down. Remember, no matter what fib level or time frame you are in, if we have a closure below or above the 100, that is a structural change. So we didn't get that structural change to the bottom. So we started saying, hey, we got to start looking at longs now from crude oil. We changed our perspective from shorts to longs. Okay. And so we are currently right back up here at this particular level. But guess what? If we now draw another fib level, okay, in this particular spot right here, and we leave this back to white, look at the rejection that happened 2 weeks ago. And then last week, we kind of came back up towards that 61.8 area. And that's where we are at right now. So we are going to wipe the board clean. We are going to look at this, okay, and realize that we did not close on a weekly level below these levels. So we are still bullish on crude oil. Okay. Crude oil for now still remains bullish because of that, but that could obviously change on an intraday perspective. Okay. And this is why, right? On a weekly, it's looking bullish, but as we begin to break this down, okay, we can see here that that is going to be our roof. That's the area that we talked about. This is going to be our intermediate bottom. So we're going to be working in this area. Now we began to see pretty aggressive selling buy action on Friday. Okay. And again, our members know that we were talking about, hey, I am not buying crude oil in this intraday level. I was only going to sell crude oil because, again, here was our handy dandy fib level that perfectly came to our 78.6 area. And I saw that rejection and was telling folks, just be patient. We're going to sell up here. And that's exactly what happened. So now that we look at price action, we can clearly see that this candle, the last day candle, okay, did close below this day candle. Okay. It is not yet a complete trend change until we close below that level right there. You can see here previous resistance turned previous support. So this here are the levels that we are going to be focused on for the rest of the week in our group until either 84.50 is violated or 80.25 is violated. There's no reason to look higher or to look lower because we have no evidence, okay, that was the case. Okay. Now, we are going to look at this particular candle and then drop into this particular chart. Now, again, on a big time scale, what did I tell you we are? On that weekly, we are bullish on the weekly. So this is where I think a lot of folks, kind of get trapped and say, okay, if you're going to look for intraday opportunities, make sure that you are charting it correctly so that you don't get caught on the wrong side of the trade. So again, we need price to close below that level if we expect price to come down to these levels, which would be back in the 70s. Okay. Back in the 70s. And again, a huge shout out to numerous of our members sitting there. We just did a mastermind as well who kind of took this area right here on our 3 candle rule and shorted based on just that one strategy that we taught. Okay, so a shout out to some of you. Prem, if you're here live, shout out to you, my friend, for taking that as well. So now we need to kind of wait to see what happens with crude oil. Again, market open. And here's going to be a view from the 4-hour chart. Okay, so we are going to draw a fib level from this low to this high. And we begin to see now that price has begun to reach the 61.8. We are going to be looking at this particular level right in here if we are going to stay with this intermediate trend right in here. Again, we will not go short, meaning we are not going to think of a longer term trend change until we close below 80.25, right? So even though the weekly was up, these are pullbacks on smaller time frames. Okay. Now, if we look right here, we probably have nothing really consistent, but I'm going to mark up this trend line right here just to show you that we do have on this trend line, we've got really only 2 touches at this point. So really nothing concrete to look at. So just so you can see that we are climbing this area, but if we close below this trend line, we need to wait to see what happens in this particular area. But again, this is not a valid trend line in my opinion. So I'm going to delete it so it's not part of the actual chart. So we are going to be waiting here at this point. Right now, we are going to wait to see what happens at this level. Okay. So these are the kind of levels that we begin to look at, and then we develop a game plan as we move through the beginning of the course. Again, when it comes to crude oil, we will probably be dealing with a substantial gap this week. possibly today when the market's open, right? So we need to kind of wait to see. On a smaller time frame, once we get that candle to close below this level, okay, and that's the key word, close. We had wicks here, but we never had closure. Okay, then on a smaller time frame, we will come down to the next box, which is 81.40. So once a candle closes below 81.90, 81.88 or so, we will then come down to this level. Okay, we will come down at least another 40 points if we happen to have a 1 hour candle close below this level. Okay, so this is the interesting and the fun part of the trading and being in a community, is that we've got a lot of people, not just myself, who are looking at all these levels and they're shouting it out. They're in the chat. Hey, this just broke the level. So we're all unified with one mission, right? Those are the three key words that I focus on. It's kind of the mantra of the group, right? Unite, learn, and succeed. When you have those three components, you can transform yourself, right? And we're not just talking about trading. We're helping everyone transform as people, as individuals, giving back, serving others. That's really what this is all about, because it doesn't matter how much money you have in your trading account, you can't take it with you. Your legacy will not be built on that. Your legacy will be built on what you do for others. That's more important than making a few bucks in your trading account. Okay, so we talk a lot about that and about opportunities to give back in so many different ways. So this will be the intermediate chart that we are looking at and that we are focusing on. And so we will be focusing in on these levels moving forward. Okay, so we'll talk about the gap. The gap is going to open here, obviously, because that's where price closed. So this will be our gap. And then we'll be basing our Sunday trades, if any, unless there's a 50-point gap or higher. If not, we don't trade the gap, and we'll relook at this on Monday to let price move with Sunday night and Sunday into Monday London session. These will be the key levels that we will be trading, okay, as price moves early in the week. Okay, if we get that price action rejection to the top side, then on a smaller time frame, you would look at something like this to be a long position, meaning if price closes above here, to try to take this back up to the highs and closing below these wicks for a low. But again, that would be if we get the price action up in this area. We would need to have basically that candle there, which would initiate a buy stop here. And I'll put that call out signal right over here. So that would be the buy stop if that price action happens there. Okay. If we get the candle to close below this level, then we are going to turn it around and try to grab that candle in this area with the high above this candle, trying to take this down to our levels down in here. Okay. So I'll put the target for now here. This one's a little bit of a smaller target. Okay. But it's still a 1.5 to nothing target, or 1.5 target. And again, this would look something like this. Let me move this out of the way real quick. Okay, let me move this box. Actually, let me delete this box. And this would look like this. We get a closure down in this area. And I'm actually going to move this, because of those wicks, I'm going to move this below the wick. I'm actually going to be a little bit less aggressive there. I'm going to move this down to here. Okay, right above this level, targeting the bottom level. But again, we're securing 20. This would be your first pit stop at this level right here. Because of these wicks, I want to make sure that we clear these wicks, kind of like what happened right over here. So this would be a sell stop at that level. That way we're extra conservative for the beginning of the week. Okay, so we'll talk about all this. I'll share these charts in the group, and you'll have these as well. And so that's kind of what we're looking at for crude oil. If you have any questions or concerns, definitely drop them in the comments, and I will definitely get with you on that. Okay, so that is the initial look for crude oil as we open the market. Okay, now we're not going to do any of this stuff today, Sunday market open. Okay, these are just pending, because a gap could open up here, and you probably, obviously you don't have this buy stop set up. So this is assuming the markets were operating under normal conditions. This is what we would be looking for, but we'll update you at 6 o'clock when we do the gap analysis. Okay, and then our last one is going to be our natural gas. So let's get back up to our natural gas right in here. All right, let's go here. Let's go over to the weekly. We know natural gas has been free falling. Okay, natural gas has been free falling. And so as we look at the weekly, again, natural gas will leave gaps open for a long time. That gap was created back in January of 2023. Okay. So let me say that again. That gap was created in January of 2023. So why do I say that? Because I don't play around with natural gas, meaning I don't necessarily just jump in because there's a gap. Okay. We would still be holding a trade if that was the case. So natural gas has to be treated very delicately. We really don't trade gaps on natural gas, but we're going to look for structure points to give you some success for those of you that trade natural gas. Okay. So let's get into our natural gas analysis as we again move forward and we begin to wrap up this particular live stream. So we are here. Okay. And again, we're just going to look at some fib levels that have happened. This was the first swing up here, rejected the 61.8, and we came down. Okay. Now we came to this level, and I think this is a great example for everyone to look at because we came to this level here, but look at the key component. Even though we had a wick above, remember that we talk about the 100 being a change of trend. Okay. We never got a candle to close above the 100. So this trapped a lot of buyers, and then the market's tanked for the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks because of it. Okay, so when we talk about these 100 levels, the candle closure is extremely important. Okay, so there is our view from our day charts. Okay, our daily candles. Okay, and so we are kind of here at this moment when it comes to natural gas that we're going to go ahead and mark up this high. We are then going to mark up this low. Okay, now we're going to mark up a more intermediate low. Again, right over here, this was previous resistance, turn support, and we are at this level. Now, this last daily candle did not engulf any of these candles, so we are pending what is going to happen with natural gas. There is a little bit of liquidity sitting there, and natural gas is one of those that, fib levels are probably, honestly, I'm going to say we look at them, but we have to go with momentum. Okay. We have to go with momentum. So all the momentum right now is down, right? I want to see natural gas come down to these levels because I see liquidity sitting in these candles right here. Okay. So I'm going to let the markets play out for natural gas Sunday and Monday. And then I'm hoping that we can see price come back down to these levels. Okay. On an 8-hour, there's our fib levels. And if you notice, when you draw the fib levels correctly, look how very well fib levels act as your support and resistance, right? So that's why I tell folks, hey, if you draw a good fib level, then that automatically does your support and your resistance for you. So this is the next floor right here. Okay. We need to see what is going to happen with natural gas early in the week. Any movements down, then I'll be more of an aggressive buyer at these levels. Right here, intermediately, I'm not going to do anything right now. We're just going to wait to see what happens. Okay. We're going to wait to see what happens. So we will update you in the club, and we will see again for price to go above here. We're going to need a candle to close above this level up in here if we're going to go higher. Okay. In the meantime, for this to go lower with the trend, this is a possible short position based on that 2 candles where you would wait for something like this right above this high here, trying to take this down to these levels down in here. Okay, staying with the trend, we'll put a sell stop area there. That would clear that wick and would get us into this area here to be able to grab pips to the downside. Okay, and this would be a sell stop. And if there's any buy stops, we will update them inside of the group right in here. Okay. So those are the main players when it comes to that right in there. Okay. Hey, and again, if you guys get an opportunity, we're very fortunate to have Brad with us in our group. He just kind of launched his Elliott Wave Made Simple channel. He's keeping it very, very simple. He's in our group every day, adding value with parameters for Elliott Wave. So, I mean, for the price of a cup of coffee, you can come in and basically learn my strategies, learn Elliott Wave for less than $1 a day. Again, come, you're not going to find the value anywhere else, but you all can decide that. All right. So, hey, listen, that's going to end today's live stream. I hope you got some value. If you go into the video description area, I'm going to drop some links in there. I already have some in there now, but I'm going to add a couple of more opportunities for you to grab some free stuff. So right after the stream is over, give me like 5 minutes. I'm going to add a few more things in there as well. So if you're brand new here, welcome. This is your first live stream on the Professor Trades. Welcome. Hit that like button, subscribe. For all of you, make sure that you have notifications on. I just got a couple emails from members this week who are on the YouTube side and said, hey, I didn't hear about it. I didn't know about it because they didn't have their notifications on. You always want to turn on all notifications for any channel that you follow, because that way you can be guaranteed to catch all the notifications of live streams, new videos, community chats, and things of that nature as well. Okay. And if you want a little extra value, don't forget to check out my community chats. I'm basically posting a quiz question almost every day, every 12 hours. So again, you can just continue your natural growth and learning more about Forex trading. This changed the landscape for me and my family. I'm retired law enforcement, and I've been doing this for 8 years. My oldest son has been doing this full time for 8 years. He started as a 20-year-old, been very successful with it. So we all have family members who do this. It's an awesome way to supplement your income. And if your goal is to go full time, okay, make that your goal, but never leave the job. You should be thankful and blessed that you have a paycheck coming in, regardless if it's not the best job in the world or you're not the happiest person at your job. Be thankful that you have income coming in, right? Separate maybe 5% of that income and use it to learn this craft that can allow you a secondary income. If you're from another country, I get it. Hey, we pray for you. We know the struggles are real as well, just like it is in our country. So you have to learn different ways to add multiple streams of income in today's society. With everything being so expensive, okay, it is very difficult to have even a comfortable life on one income stream. This is where trading comes in. But again, if you go to any major search engine and you trade success rates for trading, you're going to see a very, very high number of failure rates. And that isn't because those people didn't know what they were doing. I truly believe is that they didn't have a plan on how to get to where they wanted to get, right? So we're going to give you a plan to get there, right? I can't force you to follow the plan, but if you follow the plan, you will be very successful. If you can get away from greed and away from you need to make money and just change the mindset, a little tweak in the mindset to I am powerful, I am thankful, I am grateful, even if you make $1 a day at the beginning. Okay. When I started doing this 8 years ago, my best days were $4 and $5 days because I knew this would be a journey, right? When I hit my first $1,000 day, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it took me 4 years to get there. But man, I was thankful that it took me 4 years to get there because I had to learn through mistakes. Now that we have a community available, my goal is to help you eliminate 90% of those mistakes so that you can be more profitable right from the get-go. Okay. So I hope you got some value today. If you did, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for spending a part of your day. I think we looked at, we're on an hour live stream now, consistently 50, 60 people on the live stream. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And again, if you're in the club, hey folks, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you again live, exclusive in the app at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll look at those gaps. And if there's no gaps, we will go throughout our day as well. Hey, thanks for the shout out, Stern, on Brad as an Elliott Wave genius. Yes, he is. We're very fortunate to have him as well. And again, if you're in our community, you're getting an extra space, which by the way, is coming up pretty soon, absolutely for free. And Brad Space will be teaching anyone who wants to learn in the club Elliott Wave, so you can see what's possible, so you can let your runners run as far as they can. All right, thanks for watching. Be blessed. Do something nice for someone today. It doesn't hurt to buy a stranger a cup of coffee. Could be a relative that you haven't reached out to. Maybe it could be a text message to initiate that conversation. Kindness spreads. We need more kindness in today's world. Don't worry about if somebody did you wrong, right? We know the creed, right? We to ask God to forgive our trespassers as others have trespassed against us. So it might be a hard thing to do, but it will be a rewarding thing to do. If you know you weren't in the wrong and you can still tell somebody, hey, I still forgive you for that. It's going to cleanse your soul, and you need a good trading psychology to be doing this for a long time. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend and a great and profitable trading week.